Now, what's the connection with steak and kidney pies and Jack the Ripper? Well, to find that out, you'll have to watch this movie. Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. This video is going to be another movie review, and I'm going to talk about a DVD what I picked up yesterday, brand new from Asda, and which I watched last night. And that DVD is called RIPPER Untold. Now, as you will have probably gathered by the cover, it's another spin on the Jack the Ripper story. As I say, I watched it last night and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So before I talk a little bit more about the movie, I'll just read the back and just give an outline of it, and then just give me thoughts about it. Yeah. Okay, so fans of old Hammer horrors will relish this Victorian thriller. An impressive mystery. Now, it's the movie set in London, 1888, where we find a city in fear. A string of murders has terrified the residents of Whitechapel, and Inspector Reed of Scotland Yard has no leads in the hunt for the killer. As the body count rises, and with the city in a state of panic, Inspector Reed must delve into the dark underbelly of London to find a killer that might be a lot closer to home than anyone imagines. Now, this is a movie from 2021. It was produced by Duncan Strip, May Montero and Jeremy Rothwell, and it was written and directed by Steve Lawson. And it stars Jonathan Hansler, Phil Malloy, Dawn Butler, Chris Bell, Sylvia Robson and Barry Shannon. Yeah, okay, so on to my thoughts now about the movie as a whole. Well, as you can see from the cover, it's another spin on the Jack the Ripper story, set around the time when he was doing his killings and that. But it takes the story in a rather different direction. I don't want to give away too much of it because it's got like a twist at the end. So I'll just say a limited amount of things about it, yeah. And I'll let you get the movie for yourself and watch it for yourself and see what you think, yeah. But yeah, it's a set in London, like in the time of Jack the Ripper, 1888, and you see, the usual, like the prostitutes getting killed and that, and the bodies found with the throat slashed, and one or two had their intestines and that, disemboweled and that. And then you get the main protagonist, Inspector Reed, and that he's investigating the case. And it's a kind of a mystery because you've got this reporter guy who's sort of like acting quite questionably. He's sort of like he's looking into the case and that, and he's taking a rather unusual interest in the case. And he's sort of like what he's doing. He's smuggling medical reports, from medical sources, and he's sort of like giving them to his boss at the newspaper in ahead of the actual official medical, the coroner's report and that. Yeah, so he's acting rather suspiciously. And then you've got the guy in the mortuary, who's looking at the bodies and that, the pathologist. He's a bit suspicious because he's got this wife and that, yeah, and it's obvious the marriage has come to a rather sour stage and that, yeah, because she suspects him of this is the subplot. She suspects her husband's of seeing other women on the quiet and that, yeah. So you've got that subplot, and then you've got the murders and that. Oh yeah, I must say, there's one particular at the opening. There's one particular scene of where a woman's body's found, and the camera keeps going on, a face like a lifeless corpse, and it's real creepy, because obviously if you've seen, corpses in movies and that, the way that their eyes are staring, but this one, oh yeah, it gives you the creeps, guys, and that, she's just lying on the slab, and there's something about her face, it's just staring vacuously and that. Oh yeah, I won't go on too much more about it, but it's the real stuff of nightmares, guys, because the camera keeps going to the dead woman's face. Must have went to her face about I'd say about 7 or 8 times and that, and yeah, and every time I saw the face, it sent a chill down my spine. No, the face was just transfixed, and it was just frozen basically into a silent scream. Yeah, but I'll leave it there. I'll let you see the movie yourself. Oh yeah, real creepy that, yeah. And then of course you've got the London set, the prostitutes and that, and you've got the inspector and that, yeah. And there's even a doctor he hauls into the police station because like the doctor's card was found. It was found in the brothel where the girl was entertaining clients and that. And when she's found with her throat slashed and that, his card, the doctor's card's found, you know, in the building and that. So he's all in. But I won't tell you what happens, and I won't tell you. Obviously, I won't give away. It won't give away who the killer is and that. Yeah, but I'll just show you the back, guys, just to give an idea about how gruesome it is in some parts. Yeah, and there's the what's the name I'm talking about? Yeah, the dead girl and that, the you know, the frozen face and that, yeah. And oh yeah, this is one of the best Jack the Ripper movies I've ever seen. Yeah, granted, it takes the story in a slightly different direction and puts a fresh spin on it. Yeah, I mean the twist at the end, I mean even I was taken aback. Yeah, but it's a very enjoyable movie. Yeah, good cinematography, good acting, and it really evokes the period, you know, London of the 1880s. London of 1888, and you'd even see the illustrated London News. You remember, if you've read a lot about Jack the Ripper, watched a lot of programs about Jack the Ripper, you will be familiar with the police, you know, the illustrated London News, where the drawings of the police and that, you know, as the hunt for the Ripper and that, yeah. And it even touches on the letters and that, what was supposed purportedly from the Ripper, yeah. But I believe like Scotland Yard were inundated with hundreds and hundreds of hoax letters and that, you know, people bored like with the times and at the poverty, and he was pretending to be Jack the Ripper and writing letters there. There's about 1 or 2 letters are supposed to be genuine, yeah. But anyway, if you look into the Ripper, if you research Ripperology, you know, if you're a keen Ripperologist, as he say, you'll know all about this and that, yeah. But getting back to this movie, and you know, you don't know who it is and that, you know, you've got the subplot. Oh, I must come to the part now about the steak and kidney pie, yeah. So basically, what that is, the fella that's looking, examining the bodies, you know, in the mortuary, is he's got this wife and that who suspects him of carrying on, you know, having like sort of like illicit relationships behind her back, and she has an argument with him one day, and he's eating a steak and kidney pie, and she says, "I'll sack the maid." And he looks at her, you know, he's flabbergasted. Yeah, she said, "I've got rid of her." She said, you know, she sacked you, so I prepared that steak and kidney pie for you. And she's standing there, and she's sort of like watching him eat every bit, and you start wondering to yourself, but she put poison in that, yeah. But I won't tell you what happens in that. But she's just sitting there watching him eat every bit of the steak and kidney pie and that lovely steak and kidney pie on the plate and that, yeah. But I'll leave it there. I won't give away too much about that, yeah. But yeah, it's a good movie, guys. This, yeah. They did a good job. It's one of the best Jack the Ripper modern day movies I've seen in that, yeah. And if you go into Asda, you pick it up like for £7 and that, and HMV might even have it as well, yeah. So okay, so on to you know, a rating now of from 1 to 10. I think I will give Ripper Untold. I think I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, a 9 out of 10, because that's how much I enjoyed it. Yeah. Good acting. It was very serious and that, you know, no stupid actions and that, no stupid decisions and that. It was true to life. It really evoked the spirit of London of the late 1880s and that. And you know, the people in that, you know, and the poverty in that, and all what went on with the police investigations as he hunted relentlessly to try and nail this maniac, this you know, this Jack the Ripper guy, yeah. And as I say, it keeps you guessing right to the end. You don't know who it is, you know. As I said, you've got a couple of people who you think, oh, could it be him and that, you know. But yeah, but I'll leave it there. I won't give away too much and that. I'll let you see this movie for yourself. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, yeah. I love that cover, guys. It's got a nice slip cover as well, look. Yeah, no reversible artwork, and there's no real special features to speak of, yeah. So as I said at the back, if you're a fan of the old Hammer horror period pieces, this movie may be to your taste, guys, yeah. Ripper Untold, No One Is Safe. Classic British horror, a chilling tale of murder, yeah. In the Victorian era, yeah. Jack the Ripper is as fascinated, what goes without saying, doesn't it? You know, the Jack the Ripper killer, you know, the crime, you know, his crimes and that has fascinated people for, oh God, years and years and that. And they still don't really know who it was and that, you know. I said there's been a couple of suspects been put forward and that. But they even said about the shawl. Now, I didn't know this. They had a shawl that was lying by one of his you know, his victims' bodies and that, and they retrieved the shawl and tested and that, yeah. And what they've done now with modern forensics, what they've done they tried to say that the shawl that was left, you know, by the side of the Ripper's victim, would belong to a certain one of the main suspects in that, yeah. But then again, he said, like, you got the other half of the scientific community saying, well, no, they don't really give any credence to that, because that shaw's been handled so much over the years that any DNA would have been sort of like distorted or sort of like, you know, smudged and that, yeah. So they can't even tell by the DNA of the person, the particular persons who lived at that time, is you know, his family's lineage. They done DNA tests on his family, like, and that, and they traced it back to him. But that's not really solid enough, guys. Yeah, but I'll leave it there anyway. I'll let you, if you want to research it, like, you know, you can research it yourself. Yeah, but on the whole, guys, I enjoyed Ripper Untold. Yeah, and if you like a good Jack the Ripper story, I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, I certainly did. Yeah, I say, yeah, 9 out of 10. Yeah, very good story. Had me grip right to the end. I like the Inspector Reed. You know, the character who played Inspector Reed. Yeah, I suppose he was a kind of throwback to Inspector Abilene. You know, the police officer who was assigned to the case. Yeah, yeah. But one thing that they did do, I must say, they changed some of the well, I think they changed all the names of the original Ripper victims and the police. Yeah. You know, they had one or two of the victims had the Christian names, but they changed the surnames and that, yeah, yeah. But other than that, it's pretty close, you know, to what happened in that, you know, the London of that time and that, yeah. Okay, well, that's it. That concludes me Ripper. Listen to me. That concludes me Ripper. That concludes me review of this modern Jack the Ripper movie, The Ripper Untold. If you've seen this movie, I'll be very interested to hear what your thoughts of it. I enjoyed it, and I can highly recommend it. If you like a good Jack the Ripper movie, this is your movie, guys. Yeah, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. Okay, well, that's it now. If you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well, I'll talk to you all again soon. Stay safe. Thank you.